Today, I'm going to unbox and take a look at Siege of Khartoum, the game. A tactical battle game of the Siege of Khartoum during the British Mahdist War. Easy to learn and play, which is the motto of the Historical Game Company, which is the publisher of this game. This is kind of my introduction to or foray into the Historical Game Company and their offerings. This is the second of the ones that I've looked at so far. My first one was Fort Jefferson earlier this week. Now we're on to Siege of Khartoum, and we'll end up in Peking, I think, before the week is out. Let's take a look at the back of the box here. And if you're familiar with, or if this box looks familiar, or this type of box, well, this is sourced by Blue Panther Games, who sources a lot of games and produces games for a lot of smaller publishers. And so the quality of the components and counters and cards and dice and what you might have will probably look somewhat similar. Here's the contents of the box, and here is an example of the counters. And if you looked at my earlier video, and I'll probably put a link to it in the description if I remember, the cards look somewhat similar. There's movement, combat, and special. I think they had some of those similar. There was like 3 designations on the cards for Fort Jefferson. Here's your map area. Let's read a little bit about the game itself. It says the Siege of Khartoum is a low to moderate complexity tactical game covering the Mahdist siege of Egyptian-held Khartoum during the Mahdist Revolution. Probably pronounced that wrong. The game takes about 90 minutes to play. One player commands the Mahdist units, and the other player commands the Egyptians and British units. Cards allow variety of play. So let's get inside this box and see what this is all about. I was a little surprised when I opened up the Fort Jefferson game, in that I'm so used to a certain level of quality or certain type of like, for example, maps that you get with Blue Panther, or more specifically, I mean, it's kind of tied to the publisher. I know some publishers add higher quality or different quality of components. I know Hollinsfield has some like linen finish maps and stuff like that, but when I opened up Fort Jefferson, I was really kind of surprised there. So you have to go, I'm not going to spoil it, you have to go back and look at that video and see what I'm talking about. So here is the box here. As I said, pretty standard for this source provider or Blue Panther. The counters are very similar and are coming right off. So we had some that fall right out. They wanted to get onto the combat right away. So here's the counters here. And you can see they're double-sided and very thick. I mean, these are typical Blue Panther counters. And these are the ones that fell off. And they come off really easy. And they probably might be too thick to even clip. I know some people probably don't like some of those indentations there, but I mean, I think they're relatively clean, and I'm not a big clipper anyway, so I probably wouldn't clip these. Here are the cards. Typical quality cards. They're just good enough. They're Goldilocks cards. They are just thick enough and sturdy enough to handle play, but they're not super thick, and they don't have any linen finish or anything like that. So you have some Mahdist cards and Egyptian cards, and there's just a print holder right there. Let's take a look at the front here. These will all have the same image, but they'll have different movement, combat, and special on here. And then we have the Egyptian cards, have that image, and movement, combat, and special. And now, this is not necessarily a card-driven game. I think it's the cards add some variety to play. So the rules set is, this looks similar to Fort Jefferson, 4 pages. So dual column, full color, 4 pages. Your color is mainly talking about the different types of unit designations. They use silhouettes, or period accurate or specific silhouettes. I like that. And then it talks about the cards, and it's dual column and 4 pages, and of which you have the terrain effects chart takes up half a page right there. So again, when they say low to moderate complexity, they mean it. And this is something I really like about this company so far. This is my second game from this company. I really like this map. I really do like the finish here. It's like a linen finish. It's like a little cloth map. Hollandspiele does some of this, but it's usually kind of a bonus or a special thing you have to get. A few of their games, I think, had it as standard, but most of their games is like a bonus thing. But really nice. And then it's got, the painted on or part is nice, and it feels a little thicker on the back. You got a linen back, and then this image on the front, which I really like. I just like that. So there is the map. Here is Khartoum. You're going to have a siege around Khartoum, hence the name. You've got your turn track, and you've got a place for Mahdist eliminated units and Egyptian eliminated units. So really cool there. So that is what you get in a box of Siege of Khartoum game, is what they call it. Here's the cards here. Let's fan them out like this so we can see them a little bit better there. And if you've played this game, love to know your thoughts. It looks somewhat similar to Fort Jefferson, so I imagine that maybe the mechanics are somewhat similar. I think, I'm not sure if all the games are designed by the same designer. I think it might be. I think it's like Steve Kling, and he might be the proprietor of the historical game company. But there you have it. That is what you get in a box of the Siege of Khartoum. There's the box. I'm impressed. I do like the look of it. I think it's not too much. I mean, 4 pages of rules. I mean, I haven't read them, so I hope that they're clear and concise, and that 4 pages was just enough to explain the game. We've all ran into that before, but the cards look clean and clear and crisp, but the counters don't have. I mean, there's a little bit of information on there, but not, nothing that a wargamer should be scared of. I do like the finish on the map, and I don't know. So far I'm impressed. I want to get these to the table and hopefully confirm my initial impressions of the game and their games. So there you have it. If you've played it, drop me a comment. Put a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this game, or any of their games for that matter. Love to know your thoughts on that. As always, thank you so much for stopping by. I really mean that. And the best way I know you stop by is leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking about this game, or Fort Jefferson, or any of the other games in the Historical Game Company catalog. Love to know your thoughts on it. Or if this is your first time seeing this, or what's your interest level? Is this something that looks interesting to you, or something not enough teeth in it and you want to stay away? It's all fair game. Just be civil. Anyway, thanks again. Thanks for watching.